Okay, Lance, let's look at your putting technique. This first part of the video is before we made any adjustments. Let's look at Tiger first. When Tiger hits the ball, his eyes are down. They stay down through the stroke. His club will come to a complete stop, and he holds that finish, his posture. He'll hold his eyes to the ground for a moment or two before he turns and looks. And then as he looks, he'll continue to hold his posture and his finish of his club head. The putter is still forward, it's not recoiling back, and he's not standing or losing his spine angle. So that's the basics of the fundamental. As I look at your setup, his stance is a little bit wider than yours, but I don't have a problem with your narrow stance. It's a little bit more narrow than I would normally see on tour, but there certainly are players with stances that narrow. I like the claw grip. A lot of people have putted really well with that. It puts the right wrist in a different angle, so it's less likely to get hingy or flippy on us. Let's look at your stroke now a little bit. Very solid stroke. Now during this time you did have a tendency to let your eyes kind of follow the ball, and you start lifting up just a little bit out of your posture a little bit early, and just a small amount of recoil. So the only thing that we talked about in this golf school, because I couldn't work on all of the different aspects of putting, but I wanted to focus on just a few of the important things. And what we focused on was putt, hold, and look. And so just wanted you to hold your posture and your form just a little bit longer before you turned and looked. Now let's look at your stroke after we did some adjustments. You take it back, and then as you hit, you keep your eyes focused on the ground. You swing to a complete finish, and you're holding that finish. So that's very good adjustment, and I saw you doing that during the 18 holes too. I'm glad you continue to work on that, and as you become more comfortable with that added part of the routine, part of the stroke, I think your putting will continue to improve. Okay, Lance, we're going to look at your chipping technique. I'm going to compare you to Luke Donald as he comes through here and finishes right there. Look at your setup first. Setup looks pretty good. You have your feet close together. You have your stance slightly open. Your weight is possibly, you might experiment a little bit with having it just slightly more to your left side. So there's just a little bit more weight on your left side. I noticed on the course that you use good technique, but you did occasionally hit behind the golf ball, and that's usually an indication that your low point of your arc got too far back, and that leading edge caught the ground on you. And so we might just try to shift a little bit more on our left side. Now this video is before I made any adjustments to your technique. This is when you first started chipping before adjustments. Let's look at Luke go through. When he finishes, he has a nice, his hands are right in front of his chest. He's moved that right hip and right knee toward the target. As you go back, I like the fact that you're staying on that left side as you go back. You're not swaying to the right. In fact, I'm seeing you fall to the left, which is very good. I'm seeing you fall to the left. So you're getting to the left side. That's very good. And you hit all these shots here very crisply. You hit them well. And as you come through, there's a little bit of good movement of your upper body. That looked pretty good. Your hands are right in front of your chest. You almost look just like Luke here. You're letting your chest swing, your upper body swinging. With the putting, we want to keep our head down and hold our eyes to the ground. But with chip shots, the pros actually let their eyes swing with the chest. And so that is an appropriate look right there. That's an appropriate finish for this shot. So that's very good. All right, Lance, the swing on the right is the second round of working with everyone. The first round was just for the purpose of getting video of your current technique. The second round is I wanted to kind of tweak some of your technique and work with one or two little fundamentals that I saw with my eyes in the presence. Now that I'm seeing it on video, I'm actually seeing something that I didn't see right away. I want to focus on your left knee. You have a tendency to overflex that left leg as you come through. And then what you're going to see the pros do, and I'll show Luke first, I'll show some others in a minute, is they actually, as they come through the ball, the left leg will actually start to extend more, lose its flexion. It won't get completely locked, but they're going to start standing straighter in the left leg, start standing tall, and extend up right there. And you kind of sag down. And so your golf circle doesn't keep its shape when you sag this left leg like that. Let's look at another player. Now we're going to look at Tiger hit his little pitch shot. As he comes through, watch the left leg. So when his hands are waist high, his left leg is almost straight. His right knee is flexing a little bit, is more flexed than his left leg. And as you come through, you are keeping that left knee flexed. And so I want you to learn how to get this feeling of swinging to a taller position. Finish tall in your legs. And it's okay to lift. You can see Tiger's head goes up. It's like when you finish in a full swing, you finish tall. So you want to lift up through the shot and get that extension. You can see how those hips turn. Now it's clear to me when I look at these two pictures. On the left was your chipping technique before I adjusted it. And on the right was how you moved your body after I wanted to adjust it a little bit, get you a little bit more weight on your left side, rotate you a little bit more. But in interpreting what I said, as your body tried to interpret what you were trying to do what I wanted, but as you interpreted, you created this excessive knee flex. So that knee flex is not something that you had before I tried to help you. Your legs actually were moving more appropriately before I tried to get you to turn your body more. You are turning your body more on the right, but you are also, as you added that move, you also added this other move which we don't want. You're definitely turned more with your chest and your hips on the right, more so than on the left. But you have lost that feeling of standing tall. So I think the best approach is to look at this video and kind of practice the lower body action and try to recapture what you had on the left, and work on turn and extend, not just turn and sag. So you want to turn and extend, turn and extend. But your technique on the left is actually a little better than the technique on the right. But so work on that. I like what you're doing on the right in the upper body, but I don't like what you're doing on the right with the lower body. So we want to get that perfect. So that's where we need to work on now. That's what I love about video. We can catch something that the eyes may not see. And so as you look at this, I know you have that athleticism to work on this and recapture the right lower body action.